Hello guys, today I'm going to teach you about the group data. So, I take the time taken of 6 students to attend the class. Here the frequency of the student. So, I calculate for you the every percentage of the student. From the table, you also can find the midpoint. You also can find the MF, where M stands to midpoint and F stands to frequency. From the table, you also can find the cumulative frequency. What is mode? Mode is the data entry that occurs with the greatest frequency. If no entry is repeated, the data set has no mode. If two entries occur with the same greatest frequency, each entry is a mode bimodal. So the mode of this data is class 11 to 15. You can perform your data in the bar graph. You must put the title. In this case, the title is time taken, go to the class. At the y-axis, you must put the number of the student, and x-axis, you must put the time taken of student. Bar graph above show the time taken of UPSI students that attend the class. Most of the students attend the class at 11 to 15 minutes to go to the class, while the leisure students take 21 until 25 minutes to attend the class. The mean of the time taken is 11.73. Do you know how to find median for sample of a group data? So let me teach you guys. The median for the group data can be calculated using the following formula. Median equals to lower limit plus width of the class over frequency in the class containing the median times the total number of frequency over 2 minus cumulative number of frequency. To identify the class of median, we need to find the median observation, which is determined by n over application of simply distribution of mean. Most of the time, the application from which the sample are selected is not normally distribution. In some cases, the shape of the simply distribution of mean is inferred from a very important theorem called the center limit theorem. According to the central limit theorem, for a large sample size, the simply distribution of mean is approximately normal. Irrespective of the shape of the population distribution, the mean and the standard deviation of a simply distribution of mean are as the following formula. The sample size is usually considered to be large if n bigger than equal to the.
Hello guys, today I will talk about the N-group data. The sample was taken of 70 UPSI students on how did they went to the class daily. This is the table of an N-group data. From this table, you guys can see the frequency, relative frequency, percentage, and the angle side. Okay, here I will show you guys about the pie charts of an N-group data. The title of the pie chart is How Do You Go to Class Daily? Pie chart is a circle divided into portions that represent the relative frequencies or percentage of a population or a sample belonging to different categories. Pie chart also is a second circle contains 360 degrees. And now I will measure of central tendency of mean. Below is a formula sample mean. The mean of the data is 14. Okay, next, I will measure of a central tendency of mean. If the dataset has an odd number of entries, the median is the middle data entries. If the dataset has an even number of the entries, median is the mean of the two middle data entries. If the dataset has an odd number of entries, median is the middle data entry. The median of the data is 30. And lastly, I will measure of central tendency of mode. If no entry is repeated, the dataset has no mode. If two entries occur with the same greatest frequency, each entry is a mode or bimodal. The mode of the data is 13.
So next I'm going to show you how to calculate the data. So my data is when do you get to class. All the data is in minute. So this is the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes and 25 minutes. So this is the frequency of the data, and then the total is 70. So this is the percentage. The percentage is 100%. So how to measure the central tendency, which is we have the mean, mode and median. So the simple means, the formula for the mean is summation of x divided by n. So this is the sample mean, 11 plus 19 plus 17 plus 11 plus 12 divided by 5. So the total that we get for the mean is 14. For the median is the middle of the data. This is the 15. And then for the mode, we didn't have mode because we don't have the twice frequency, because we just have the one of the number frequency, so there is no mode. Next is how to calculate the measures of variation. So this is the formula for the variance, which is s squared equal to summation of x squared minus x squared summation of x squared divided by n, and then we divide n minus 1. The formula for the standard deviation is square root s squared, and then the range for the formula for the range is max value minus the minimum value. So this is how to calculate the variance simple. This is we have to find the summation x first, and then we get the 70, the total of the summation x, and then we have to calculate the x squared. That is 1039. So for the variance, that is s squared equal to x squared. So we just put it all the data that we have calculated it before in the formula. So we get 14. So for the standard deviation, that is the square root s squared. So from the variance, we just put it in here, and then we got 4. Actually we got 3.74, so we just write.
Okay, next is the measures of variation, which was divided into 3 parts also: variance, standard deviation and range. So this is the formula for variance. S squared equals to summation of x squared minus summation of x being squared over n over everything by n minus 1. And for the standard deviation, you just square root the variance value. So from my data just now, so first we need to find the summation of x to put it inside the formula, and then we square each of the x value and sum it. So then after we get this value, we just put it inside the formula. So summation of x squared is the value that we square each of the x here and put it here. And then for this one is the summation of x 70, but we square the value divided by n over n minus 1. So we get 184 for the variance. And as for the standard deviation, we just square root the variance value, which is square root of 184. So we get 14. And for range, the formula is maximum value minus the minimum value. So we get the maximum value is 33 and the minimum value is 5. So we have the 28 years of range for this data. So this is how you calculate the data. Okay, so hi guys. So today I want to teach you guys how to do measures of central tendency, measures of variation for group data. So as you guys can see, we already open a Google form and we already asked about the respondent age. So we put the answer in a multiple choice from 18 years old until 22 years old. So this is the data for the frequency and the percentage. As you guys can see, respondents have the respondent age is mostly comes from the 19 years old, and the least one is the 18 years old. So measures of central tendency was divided into three parts, which are mean, mode, and median. So to count sample mean, since this is a sample data, so to count a sample mean, which is mu, is equals to summation of x over n, where summation of x is the sum of all the data here, sum of all the frequency here, and divided by n is the total number of data. So here, as we can see, there are 5 data here. So we add all of this, divided by 5, so we get the sample mean is mu equals to 14. And then next, as for the median, median is the middle data. So first thing first, what we need to do is we need to arrange the data in ascending order. So from small number to the biggest number. And then since this data is the odd data, so we just take the middle